Welcome back to Combat Mission Black Sea, Dance of the Javelins. This is a US versus US meeting engagement, which tops my list for favorite types of games. This game is against Requin87, who has an excellent wargaming YouTube channel, and we are both doing daily turn-by-turn videos of our entire game. We agreed on a couple of force restrictions and house rules, the first of which is to only use mechanized infantry forces, so no Abrams. This means that Bradley units with their autocannon will dominate this battle. US infantry are not great against Bradleys, in my opinion. It is difficult for them to get close enough to use AT4s, and Javelins are very slow to fire compared to Bradley autocannon. Bradleys also have those thermal imagers, which I find very effective for spotting infantry, even in concealed terrain. Bradleys will need to worry about 155mm artillery, especially when combined with drones and using precision strikes. One other rule restriction we have is no pre-planned artillery that lands on turn 1. You can pre-plan at the 5-minute or 10-minute or 15-minute time frame, but not immediately. The map is a modification of the base map Wictaro Open 101 Meet. It is a mostly flat map with patchy trees. There are 5 objectives spread from west to east across the map. 1 large major objective in the west, 3 small minor objectives around the cluster of houses in the middle, and another minor objective around the last house to the east. We rolled for sides, and Requin starts on the north center, shown in red. My setup zone is on the south center, shown in blue. The approaches to the 2 objectives on the ends should take approximately the same time for each side, but Requin does have a slight advantage getting to the center house objectives easier than I can, because I have this wooded area blocking my approach to the objectives. Also, if I do get troops to the houses, Requin will have numerous positions that he can area fire from and destroy any troops of mine that attempt to hold the town. The scattered trees across the map allow for some very long sightlines, but also limit sightlines in most places. While considering a plan for this battle, I could not find any piece of key terrain that the battle would hinge upon. However, there is this little hill on the far east side of the map. This little hill is covered with tall grass and has the best sight lines on the map. Also, Requin has no chance to get to this hill before I do, and I think I have a covered approach to it on turn 1 and 2. Therefore, if I can secure this hill and get some javelin teams there, I will have line of sight to all of Requin's back area, and the javelin gunners should be able to remain unseen until they launch on any spotted vehicles. This brings us to force selection. I initially was going to go with those 155mm artillery and 120mm mortars with drone spotting, but that is fairly expensive from a QB points perspective in a small game. So I eventually decided to go with a heavy Bradley force backed up by extra javelin teams. So I started with almost a full Bradley infantry company with a mix of vet, regular, and green infantry. I added 2 crack javelin teams to each platoon. I kept the company drone and the HQ company snipers that come with the battalion. I also took 6 HQ and XO teams from various platoons attached to this formation. I bumped those 6 teams to elite and will give each of them a javelin. So in total, I will have 15 javelin launchers on the map, 12 of them in the hands of crack and elite units. I also have a conscript off-map 120mm mortar. And that brings me to my plan. Because I cannot get to the objectives first and hold them in a way where my troops would not be overexposed to autocannon and 155mm artillery, an early objective rush, which is generally the best meeting engagement strategy, does not look promising for me. So I decided the game for me is a Bradley hunt. If I destroy Requin's Bradleys, I think I can secure the victory. The Bradley hunt will start on the right, but let me briefly overview the troops that will hold on the left and in the center. First platoon with 1 Bradley will go to this dead ground here and try to stay alive while holding a corner of the major objective. To help with this, The 120mm mortars are set to a harassing fire mission that starts at the 5-minute mark. Second platoon is set up in a very loose formation in the woods south of the center objective locations. I'm allowing Requin to occupy those. In fact, I hope he moves quite a few troops there, because I would rather have him confined there with few targets than spread out across the map. The bulk of my force is going to the right. 3 Javelin teams and a sniper team will set up on the small east hill that I detailed earlier. 1 Bradley is moving here, while 5 are going to drive north and then swing to my left and try to dominate the map from the east. I'm hoping I can engage each one of Requin's Bradleys that start on this side of the map with 2 of my Bradleys and a Javelin. The 6 Bradleys at these points and 4 Javelin teams I will send with them should be able to eliminate any Requin Bradleys in these woods. After securing these woods, I will move to take this next set of woods and then this set of woods. If I can do all that, I don't see how Requin will be able to hold onto the 3 minor objectives in the middle, since I will have too many angles to engage his units there. The biggest risk to this strategy is fast response 155mm artillery. I am concentrating my Bradleys and Javelin teams in this area in order to get 2-to-1 force advantage in any engagement. However, well-placed 155mm artillery will turn that advantage into a liability, so I will have to keep my Bradleys moving. That concludes the overview of the game. Requin and I are creating these videos as we play, but we will release them daily once the game completes. So check back tomorrow for turn 1, and feel free to comment about both sides since the game will be completed by the time you watch. Thanks for watching.